From a black cat deja vu to Neo dodging bullets in slow motion. These are 25 hidden secrets in the Matrix you never noticed. Number 25, the name Neo is an anagram. Most people hear the name Neo and think it's just a cool hacker name. But no, it's actually the movie's first hidden clue. Rearrange the letters and you get one, which means that the film tells you who he is long before he ever discovers it himself. On top of that, Neo in Greek means new, and that word perfectly mirrors his entire arc. New identity, new purpose, new reality.
Had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson.
The Matrix calls him Thomas Anderson, the obedient worker trapped in a system he doesn't question. Everyone who believes in him calls him Neo, the version of himself he hasn't fully stepped into yet. As the story unfolds, the shift from Thomas to Neo feels like a quiet transformation. The name was the film's earliest hint, hiding in plain sight. Number 24, Trinity's name biblical connection. Trinity's name isn't just cool sounding, it comes straight from the idea of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. 3 parts that work together, 3 parts that complete each other. And in the movie, Trinity plays that same kind of role. She's the one who pushes Neo forward when he doubts himself. She's the one who brings him back when he's lost, and she's the one who triggers his final awakening. Their connection is more than romantic, it is symbolic. Neo is the one, but he can't become the one until Trinity believes in him. The film keeps dropping small hints about this, especially in the way that she appears right before Neo has major breakthroughs. It's like she completes the last piece of the puzzle every time. Her name quietly tells you what the story needs you to understand. Neo doesn't rise alone. Trinity is part of the power that makes him become who he is. Number 23, Morpheus named after Greek god of dreams. Morpheus' name comes from the Greek god of dreams, and that fits him perfectly. He is the one who wakes Neo up from the fake world that he's been living in. He's the one who shows him the truth hiding underneath all the code.
You take the blue pill, the story ends.
Even the red pill moment feels like a dream snapping in half. One choice and the illusion collapses. Morpheus guides Neo the same way a dream guide leads someone toward meaning. Slowly, carefully, letting them reach the conclusion all on their own. And every time he speaks, it feels like he's pulling Neo out of another layer of sleep. He doesn't force the truth on him, he lets Neo see it himself. His name tells you exactly what his purpose is. He's the figure who brings Neo out of the dream and into reality. Number 22, the prophecy is a control mechanism. Most people watch the first Matrix and think the prophecy is all about hope, but on a closer look, it feels more like another layer of control. The architect explains this in the sequel, but the hints are already sitting in the first film. The Oracle never really predicts anything. She guides people into choices the system expects them to make. Every time Neo meets her, she tells him just enough to push him toward a specific path. She even tells him he's not the one, which turns out to be the exact push he needs to eventually accept the role. It is a smart design. The Matrix lets people believe they're breaking free when really it's guiding them toward the outcome it wants. The prophecy feels like freedom, but it's actually just another cage, just one with nicer paint. And with that twist changes the whole story once you see it. Number 21, the construct's white space.
This is the construct.
The construct looks simple, just an endless white space with nothing in sight. But that empty room actually says a lot about how the Matrix works. It's a blank slate, a place where anything can be created or erased with a command. No walls, no shadows, no distractions.
Is it really so hard to believe?
It is the purest version of the fake world. The design is inspired by minimalist theater, where the focus isn't the background but the idea being taught. And that is exactly what Morpheus uses it for. Lessons, training, warnings. Every time Neo steps into the construct, he's learning how the rules can bend and break. The emptiness helps you see how fragile the simulation really is. There's nothing holding it together except belief. The space looks calm, but it's actually the first sign that the world Neo knew has no real structure. It can be changed, hacked, or completely rewritten at will. Number 20, Alice in Wonderland references throughout. Now, The Matrix is packed with Alice in Wonderland clues, and they start from the very first scene. Follow the white rabbit. It isn't just a cute line, it's the movie telling you exactly what kind of journey Neo is about to take. Just like Alice, he's about to step out of his normal world and fall straight into something strange, confusing, and dangerous. The red pill works the same way. In Wonderland, Alice drinks a potion that changes everything. Here, Neo swallows a pill and crosses into a reality he never knew existed. Even the idea of going down the rabbit hole becomes literal when the world around him bends, glitches, and breaks apart. The movie keeps dropping small visual nods like symbols and reverse numbers, almost like breadcrumbs leading him deeper. Number 19, Plato's Cave Allegory. The whole story is basically a modern version of Plato's Cave. In the old idea, humans sit in a dark cave watching shadows on a wall, believing that these shadows are real. They never see the world outside. In The Matrix, people live inside a digital cave, watching a fake reality built for them. Neo is the one who escapes, and the moment he opens his eyes in the real world, it mirrors the prisoner finally stepping out of the cave. At first, the truth hurts. It's confusing. It's nothing like what he expected. Morpheus plays the role of the guide, helping him understand that the world he trusted was just an illusion. Once you see the connection, the entire movie feels deeper. It's not just about machines or code. It's about how easy it is for people to mistake comfort for truth and how hard it is to break free. Number 18, the green code contains hidden messages. Everyone knows the falling green code is the Matrix's signature look, but most people have no idea what it actually says. The symbols are not random. They're reversed Japanese characters taken straight from an old sushi recipe books. The designer, Simon Whiteley, revealed this years later, and it instantly made sense to fans. The code looks mysterious, but it's really everyday text flipped, mirrored, and remixed to look alien. Some characters repeat in strange ways, and a few lines even showed mirrored versions of the same symbols. It fits the theme perfectly. The world looks deep and complicated, but once you get close, it's just simple information dressed up to fool you. The code's secret origin makes it even better. Something as ordinary as instructions for cooking sushi becomes the face of a giant digital simulation. It is a reminder that the Matrix tricks you with whatever it can. Number 17, license plates have meaning. The Matrix hides details everywhere, even on something as simple as a license plate. One of the most famous examples is IS-5416, a plate shown during a key chase scene. And it's not random. It points to Isaiah 54:16 from the Bible, a verse about creating weapons and bringing judgment. Other cars in the film have similar references, each tied to themes of destiny, control, or conflict. They were not randomly thrown in just for fun. They were picked on purpose by production designer Owen Patterson, who loved layering meaning into the world. Most viewers never even notice the plates at all, but they quietly support the movie's spiritual and philosophical tone. Even the streets and cars carry hidden messages. It shows just how tightly built the movie is. Nothing is accidental. Even a quick shot of a bumper might be trying to tell you something, only if you pause long enough to read it. Number 16, Neo's passport expiration date. One of the strangest details in The Matrix is hidden in a quick, easy-to-miss shot, Neo's passport. When you freeze the frame, you can clearly see the expiration date, September 11th, 2001. Now, the movie came out in 1999, 2 years before the real-world attack, so nobody thought much of it at that time. But after 9/11, fans went back, paused that moment, and suddenly the date felt unsettling. People began calling it a coincidence that felt too perfect. And the fact that the film was built around themes of control, illusion, and world-shaking events makes it even more eerie. The shot appears for barely a second while agents look through Neo's file. Now, were the filmmakers hinting at something bigger, or was it just a random production design? Either way, the date became one of the most talked about hidden details in the entire film simply because of what happened in the real world afterward. Number 15, the woman in red dress.
Were you listening to me, Neo?
The woman in the red dress seems like a small moment in the movie, but she's actually one of the most important symbols of how the Matrix controls people. She isn't real, she's a distraction in the system that uses to pull your focus away from the truth. That is why she stands out in a crowd of people wearing gray and black. She's bright, confident, and impossible to ignore.
Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was.
Look again.
And while Neo turns his head to look at her, an agent suddenly appears in her place. It is the film's way of showing just how fast danger can sneak up when your mind is busy chasing temptation. She also pops up in the background at other moments, almost like the Matrix keeps testing Neo. Number 14, Room 303 Significance.
These, as you see right there, 303.
Trinity's room number isn't random, it's 303, which is a clear nod to the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The filmmakers use it to hint that Trinity isn't just a love interest, she is a guiding force in Neo's journey, completing the three-part awakening. But there's more. If you look closely, 303 also references binary code, ones and zeros, the building blocks of the Matrix itself. Even the room's layout consists of clean lines and symmetry, aligning with the film's theme of order versus chaos. Every detail was chosen to quietly reinforce that Trinity is central to Neo's path and that the world around him is built on patterns he must learn to read. Number 13, the Oracle's kitchen details.
It's Latin. Means know thyself.
The Oracle's kitchen looks totally normal at first, almost like a regular grandma's apartment, but then you notice the sign above her door. Temet Nosh. It's an ancient Greek for know thyself, and it's not just a decoration, it is the whole message of the Matrix wrapped into two words. The Oracle isn't really there to tell you your future, she's there to nudge you into understanding who you are and what you're capable of. Neo doesn't get answers from her, he gets clues that push him to look inward. Even the kitchen itself plays into the idea. It's warm, calm, full of everyday objects, almost the opposite of the cold machines controlling the world. But that contrast is the point. The truth doesn't start with giant revelation. It starts with noticing small things, questioning what you believe, and realizing that your limits might not be real. The Oracle's kitchen quietly teaches that. Number 12, mere writing in the background. Reversed writing appears all throughout the Matrix, and it's one of those details that most viewers notice subconsciously without really even thinking about it. You can spot it in the dojo scene, but it also shows up on shop windows, background signs, and even on certain computer displays. At first, it just feels like a stylistic choice to make the world look strange and futuristic, but it actually ties into one of the core ideas of the film, the difference between what's real and what is simply a reflection. The Matrix is a constructed world, a mere image of reality designed to fool the mind. So when you see reverse text, it is a quiet signal that things aren't as they appear. It's like the environment is glitching or showing you the backside of its own illusion. Number 11, Will Smith turned down Neo. Now, it's hard to imagine now, but Will Smith was offered the role of Neo. At the time, the Wachowskis pitched the movie to him, but he passed. He chose to star in Wild Wild West instead, a decision that he later admitted was a mistake. The pitch reportedly didn't grab him, and he didn't fully understand the vision of the Matrix universe. Wachowskis later said that Keanu Reeves was always their top choice for Neo, even before Will Smith was approached. Keanu brought a quiet intensity and a grounded presence that perfectly fit Neo's journey. If Will had accepted, the film might have had a very different tone and style. As it stands, Keanu's casting became iconic, shaping how audiences would forever see Neo, not just as a hero, but as a calm, thoughtful, almost reluctant figure carrying the weight of the world. Number 10, the entire cast trained for 4 months.
But your weakness is not your technique.
Before filming The Matrix, the cast went through 4 months of intense martial arts training with legendary choreographer Yun Wu Ping. They learned complex kung fu sequences, acrobatics, and weapon handling. The goal was for actors to perform most of their own stunts. By the time that shooting began, fight scenes were almost entirely real. Keanu Reeves went above and beyond training even when he wasn't required. This training brought perfection to every move and resulted in Neo's calm, precise style. This preparation transformed the action sequences into something revolutionary. Every action sequence had been drilled over and over, and is why the fights feel so fast yet so natural. Without this dedication, the movie's signature bullet time and combat would have lacked the seamless, believable energy that made it iconic. Number 9, Carrie Ann Moss injured her ankle.
The line was traced, I don't know how.
I know. They cut the hard line.
Carrie Ann Moss injured her ankle before filming had even started, but she refused to slow down. Instead of stepping back from training, she pushed through the pain and kept working. Her determination became a real-life reflection of Trinity's toughness. Because of her injury, some of the fight scenes had to be carefully adjusted. The Wachowskis and the stunt coordinators used clever camera angles, tighter shots, and specific choreography to hide the moments where her movement was limited. They wanted Trinity to look fast, sharp, and unstoppable, and Moss put in the effort to make that happen even when it hurt. Her injury also showed how physically demanding the entire production was. The Matrix required intense martial arts work, wire stunts, and long training sessions. Despite all of that, Moss powered through, and her commitment helped shape Trinity into one of the most iconic action characters of the era. Number 8, the Wachowskis required the cast to read Simulacra and Simulation. Before filming, the Wachowskis gave the cast a reading list to understand the world they were entering. The centerpiece was Jean Baudrillard's Simulacra and Simulation. It is a dense philosophical work about reality, illusions, and signs. They also asked them to read Out of Control by Kevin Kelly, which explores systems, technology, and evolution, and Evolutionary Psychology by Dylan Evans, focusing on human behavior and decision-making. These books helped the actors grasp the Matrix as more than a sci-fi action movie. Neo, Trinity, and Morpheus were characters navigating a world ruled by control, perception, and code. Understanding these concepts allowed the actors to bring depth to their roles. Even subtle gestures, looks, and choices in the film reflect this philosophy. Watching the movie with this in mind reveals layers of meaning you might miss on a first viewing, showing the Wachowskis' meticulous attention to detail. Number 7, the bullet time effect was revolutionary. One of the most iconic moments in The Matrix is the groundbreaking bullet time sequence. In this scene, Neo bends backward as bullets fly past him and the camera glides around in a perfect 360-degree motion. But behind that few seconds of magic was a massive technical challenge that had never been attempted before. The filmmakers built an entire rig using 120 still cameras and 2 film cameras, all arranged in a precise arc. Every camera had to fire in perfect sync, capturing each micro movement of Neo's body from a different angle. This setup took months of planning, testing, and calibration because even a tiny delay between cameras would ruin the effect. Instead of relying on traditional filming, the team essentially stitched together hundreds of photos to create smooth, fluid motion. This effect was something that felt impossible at the time. This cool effect completely changed cinema. Bullet time became a filmmaking milestone, inspiring countless movies, commercials, and video games. It showed audiences action from angles no human camera operator could ever capture, cementing The Matrix as a visual revolution. Number 6, Neo's glitch experience.
Something.
The first time Neo notices something is off is in the Black Cat deja vu scene. He sees the same cat pass by twice and suddenly the world flickers. In The Matrix, deja vu is a sign that the code has been changed, an error in the system. This moment foreshadows Neo's growing ability to see the Matrix's underlying code, hinting at his unique power as the One. It is subtle, but it's the film's first clear signal that reality isn't what it seems. Most viewers might brush it off, thinking it's just a quirky moment, but for those paying attention, it is a clue that the world Neo thought he knew is fragile. That tiny glitch sets off a chain of discovery, showing that even small anomalies can reveal the truth if you know how to look. Neo's awakening starts here with a simple, mysterious black cat. Number 5, Cypher's impossible scene.
After 9 years, you know what I realize?
There's a moment in the film where Cypher meets Agent Smith in the restaurant, and it raises an interesting question. How did Cypher get jacked into the Matrix without anyone else noticing? Logically, someone must have plugged in off-screen. Some call it a plot hole, but others see it as an intentional mystery, hinting at deeper layers of betrayal. Cypher is already betraying his friends, but this scene suggests he might be manipulating events in ways that we don't fully understand. The Matrix is built on control, surveillance, and hidden connections, and Cypher's actions reflect that perfectly. By questioning this one scene, viewers are reminded that nothing in the film is random. Every encounter, every action has meaning. Even a brief meal with an agent could be part of a larger, unseen plan. Number 4, the spoon-bending kid. The spoon-bending kid is a small but unforgettable part of the Matrix. He first appears bending spoons in a mysterious way and later shows up in The Matrix Reloaded, linking the two films. His philosophy is simple but profound. There is no spoon. The idea is that reality isn't fixed. It's a construct. You can't literally bend the spoon, but if you understand the rules of the Matrix, you can manipulate your mind to see beyond them. The kid represents a key theme of the movie. Trying to fight or change the Matrix with brute force doesn't work. Understanding and adapting does. The message that he delivers is central to Neo's journey. By learning this lesson, Neo begins to realize that the world is much about belief as it is about action. Number 3, the agent's earpieces.
Just living out their lives.
The agent's earpieces might look like simple communication devices, but they're loaded with meaning once you pay attention. Their design closely resembles old cellular phone tech. The style feels familiar and slightly outdated, just like the Matrix itself, but the real detail is the tiny green screen glowing on each earpiece. That color mirrors the iconic falling green code, visually linking the agents directly to the system that controls everything. It is a quiet signal that they're never disconnected, never operating alone. Every movement they make is monitored, updated, and synced through that constant link to the mainframe. The earpiece becomes a symbol of how tightly the agents are wired into the digital world. Number 2, the Nebuchadnezzar ship name.
This is the core.
The hovercraft Neo and the crew ride in is called the Nebuchadnezzar, but that's not just a cool biblical reference. Nebuchadnezzar was a king who had prophetic dreams and destroyed the first temple in Jerusalem. In the Bible, Daniel interprets Nebuchadnezzar's visions, revealing truths hidden from the king. Naming the ship after him is a clever nod. Neo acts like Daniel, interpreting the hidden code of the Matrix to reveal the truth to humanity. It is a symbolic connection, linking Neo's role as the One to a figure who navigates prophecy and destiny. Even the ship itself becomes part of that metaphor. It carries the interpreters through a world built on illusions. Number 1, the final booth phone scene.
A world where anything is possible.
The final booth phone scene in The Matrix has a real-world twist that most viewers completely miss. When Neo makes that last phone call, the number he dials wasn't just random. It was a real, working number when the movie first released. Fans who spotted it tried calling, and they were shocked to hear a special message tied directly to the film. But the coolest part isn't just the number. The phone booth itself was real too. It wasn't a studio build or a temporary setup. It stood right there on the streets of Sydney, exactly where the scene was shot. And it stayed there for years, becoming a quiet landmark for fans. People would walk up to it, take photos, and imagine Neo slamming the phone down before flying into the sky. The phone booth was a secret invitation to the audience, a bridge between the digital world on screen and the real world outside the theater. So those were 25 hidden secrets in The Matrix. Tiny details, clever clues, and mind-blowing Easter eggs you probably never noticed. The movie is a puzzle waiting to be solved, so watch it again, slow down, and you'll see a whole new layer of meaning. Which secret blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments, and let's decode The Matrix together.